All right there. Hello, it's Mike here from musicradiocreative.com. It's a Friday as I bring this live stream to you, and I am ready and prepared to do superhero style audio production. It's going to be so amazing. Really can't wait for it. So yeah, in this session we're going to cover how to make those epic superhero sounding style productions and effects, swooshes, pows, kapows, echoey voices, large audio, just great stuff. Thanks for joining in, by the way, with the live chat. If you're watching in advance, nice to see David Silk was in there first earlier on today. David Hunter in too. Pete's going to catch up later. Nice to see you there in the chat, Pete. Who else have we got? We've got Paul Anthony. We're talking about the Beatles' Love album. Very nice indeed. Robert Doerman's in. Good day from Germany. Mr. Mega Radio UK, nice to see you back. Messing with my effects, no idea what you're talking about. It's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. Okay, 2 minutes to go until the live show. Go and share it with your friends, wherever you're watching. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere at all. Tell them to come check it out. We're going to have fun. It's a Friday. And if you've got any questions, by the way, you know you can post them in the comments. Joe Salmi's here. Welcome along, sir. Nice to have you back. So Joe in, David in as well with the moderation tools. Sure we might see an appearance here and there from Isabella, depending. She's been very, very busy today. Very busy. Usually Mondays are busy, but well, Friday you got to get it all done before the weekend, right? Okay. Stand by. Very exciting. The riser is starting. That means 1 minute till the live show.
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. All frequency sweep. Stand by for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell. MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell. Starting in 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's Mike Russell here live from the Music Radio Creative Studios here on the Isle of Wight, tiny little diamond-shaped island just off the south coast of England, here in the United Kingdom. Thank you for joining me live. It's so exciting. Oh. So we're getting into superhero-style audio production today. This ought to be a fun show. Stick around.
Audio production and more. This is Mike Russell on musicradiocreative.com.
Hey, how you doing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's funny feedback. Don't worry, it's not because I set the loop back on one of the streams wrong today, fortunately. Yeah, a few of you were asking in the comments before we got going with the live stream. For those of you who just get the notification bang on 2 o'clock, there is a bit of a pre-chat. I always say chat rather than chat. I don't know why. There's a pre-chat always going on at youtube.com/musicradiocreative. Usually fire up the stream about 5 or so minutes, sometimes 10 or 15 minutes before we go live. Just have a chat with all the regulars that watch. But of course, I appreciate you if you're new today. Hello, welcome along. And it's a show for you if you're into audio. So that could be creating amazing audio or presenting it on the radio, being a DJ, a podcaster. You might be a voiceover artist wanting to learn better technique for your mic or how to produce yourself, remove annoying noises, that kind of thing. That's what we cover here on this show, and silly sound effects and anything that's a bit crazy. Okay, so that's what we're all about. Really nice to have you here. If you are new, do type new into the chat. You can do it all in caps so it stands out. I can see, lots of fun chat coming in. You'll see Joe, David in the chat, DJ Infinity in Germany, David Lewis, Juan from Mexico. We've got Scott Davis as well. Scott, lovely to see you back. So yes, really, really exciting stuff. And we're going to hop into it. And amazing stuff. Wow. Thank you so much, Scott Davis. Amazing super chat, which you can see, by the way, over here, just there on the stream. And any second now, I'm sure we will get a ka-ching and a cheer for you, Scott. That is an amazing donation to the show. Yes! Scott Davis, just there, donated through the Super Chat feature, which is available to you, by the way, at youtube.com/musicradiocreative. And every single donation is really appreciated and helps to keep these streams going as well. Jens is new-ish to the show. Ricardo is new. Hey, Ricardo McIntosh, you've got a cool surname, by the way. Welcome along to the show. Love your voice on my jingles, says Arthur Brown. Nice stuff. Right, let's hop into it. First of all, tidy up with a bit of housekeeping. What's going on? I haven't mentioned this recently, so I thought I'd mention subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. youtube.com/musicradiocreative. That's the kind of main hub. And you can set reminders, by the way, on all the upcoming shows, which appear at the top of my channel here. youtube.com/musicradiocreative. Upcoming live streams, click into it and you can see next week we're going to do mixing and scratching DJ style, or should I say DJ style? Yeah, that's nice. Also, we'll be creating music branding intros. They're also known as power intros, whatever you like, branded jingles for music, whatever. Anyway, we're doing that on Tuesday next week. Radio imaging, another tutorial on that, covering some tips and techniques, some of my favorite radio imaging style effects and how to implement them. How to make yourself sound like a chipmunk, coming up on Thursday next week. And finally, how to make audio sound like it's coming from somewhere else. Stuff like that. My goodness. Let's get rid of the reverb. So yeah, definitely worth subscribing over there. What else is worth to mention? We've got the community. I'll mention that later on. And if you ever want to get any of the effects or voices you hear in this live stream, this is a coupon only for viewers to the live stream, MRC Live. Type that in at checkout when you go to musicradiocreative.com. It'll give you 10% off anything, whether that's just a packet of imaging goodness, sound effects, or whether it's a voice you need, or whether you want the full production done, we can do it for you. And exclusively for you, at the moment, we have this coupon active, MRC Live at musicradiocreative.com gives you 10% off. Right, okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can. Let's get into it and head over to the multi-track of Adobe Audition. And I'm going to call this Superhero. And what I wanted to do actually is create it with my MRC presets. So I've got everything I need to pimp up the voices and make them sound really good. Where am I saving that? Downloads. Yep, that's cool. That's where I want to save it. Okay, now I've got all my presets, voice processing, EQ, bit of chorus, echo, flanger, all of that good stuff. And obviously I can mob these. I can use different plugins as well during the show. I've got 2 music tracks, 2 sound effect tracks, a voice effects bus, which kind of puts loads of different compressors onto the voice. And finally, your master channel. That's where it all comes out. So let's start off with a voiceover, an idea. And let's bring this in. I think this is for a podcast, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on, drag and drop. The best thing about Adobe Audition is you can drag and drop voices in. Let's have a listen to what this sounds like.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Realtor Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604 your key.
Nice. So this is obviously we're doing some podcast jingles here for a real estate. We don't call it real estate here in the UK. We call it, what do we call it? Estate agencies. Yeah, we don't really use realtor and those terms here. But I think it's fantastic. This is Duke on the voice, I believe, here, and he's done a great job. I'm going to put some nice effects on to kind of beef this up and make it very superhero-y like. But first of all, let's just have a quick listen. I did select some superhero style music before I went on. Just want to have a listen, see what we've got. This is rather cinematic, more of a fight chase or something like that. Probably not quite what I need at the moment. Let's try this. Whoa. A bit spooky. What about this one? Interesting. The Age of Epic. Wow. Aha. We've got something interesting here. This is very tense. Oh, yes. This could kind of be the thing I need. So let's pop that in the multi-track and see what kind of build and end we've got here. Nice. Yes. And he'll mention the number at the end, and then finally a final little peek. Perfect. Nice. Right, so first I'm going to start cutting in this music, and I want to apply a few different effects here, so I'm probably going to pop in a few extra tracks to play with.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
And I think to start with, we might actually go on to a telephone style effect. So here on this track, I'll color it yellow, and then I'm going to call it telephone. Telephone. Oh, telephone. There we go. And really easy to get a telephone style effect. I just need to go in here and look for my EQ. FFT filter will give you this. Presets in here, a couple of really good ones. On hold EQ is pretty good.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
And of course, you can broaden that out if you want to add some more of the treble frequencies. You can either do a curving increase.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
Or a hard increase, but just a slight curve. We'll just add in a little bit more, but still keep that telephone style effect.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
Brilliant. So that's what I wanted. And I also wanted a phone ringing. Let's see what we got here. Not quite. Maybe something like that. That could do. Yeah, let's grab that. That's an old style ring, isn't it? Well, that's interesting. What about this one? That's the old clunk of an old... oh! Well, that's quite nice. Yeah, that sounds urgent and superhero-like. So let's grab that from the archives and put that into sound effects and see what we can do.
Calling.
Start that maybe on the beat with the start of this audio.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
And then we'll put in another couple of beeps here.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling.
And obviously there's a big EQ change there, so I'm just going to put it into my EQ here with a scientific filter. I'm popping off any bass frequencies, so we kind of bring it a little more into the foreground now. Let's have a listen.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
Right. Also, I think this is going to need some reverb and a lot of echo. So let's go over to voice effects. I have got a studio reverb set up. Let's increase that a bit.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
Now just need to tighten this up maybe a little bit.
Vancouver. Calling Captain
Bit more.
Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
And then I think I had a phone pickup sound effect here. Let's see. Phone pickup or phone hang up or something like that. You know, the big clicking of a phone picking up. Let's see if I can find something that sounds similar to that. Just having a quick search through our archives, see what we got here. By the way, if you are commenting live, that's a pickup. Let's have a listen to this. I will get to your comments in about 5 minutes. Oh, perfect. Yeah, something like that. Or, oh, that's interesting. We could maybe combine a few of these. That's cool. Yeah, let's grab that. Sometimes it's just so subtle, the type of effects you need, that you hardly think they sound like anything, but they really do make the difference. So let's put this at the end of that second one. And I'm thinking, actually, let's just tighten this up. Let's see if we can maybe create a phone effects channel here. So I'm adding in another track for phone effects, and because I'm going to run a few extra filters on them. First of all, I want to wash it in reverb. One of my favorite phrases, washing it in reverb. Let's use one of the Adobe Audition reverbs. I always go for studio reverb. That's my favorite just because it's really snappy, it's not too CPU intensive, and it usually gets the job that I need done really, really quickly.
Calling Captain Van.
Yeah, that's nice.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
Right, need to somehow increase the amplitude of this here. I'm wondering whether just a quick bit of compression on that phone pickup is going to make it pop out a little more. Let's see what we got here. Maybe I'll just set it up myself. Threshold down to minus 20-ish. And ratio up. Bit more. Maybe take the threshold right down. This is not vocals that we're playing with, so we can afford to be a little bit more harsh than we usually would be with compression. Compared to, yeah, we can still be. Let's move the release and the attack right down to 0. Well, now we've got something really punchy, haven't we? Let's take the ratio down a bit. Apply it and hop back in the multi-track. Hear how that sounds. Just going to bring that down slightly. Right, perfect. I just worry now.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
Yeah, I worry that that's too much of an increase in EQ there on the second calling Captain Vancouver. So,
calling Captain Vancouver.
I'm going to do a little bit of automation on this telephone effect rather than use a brand new effect. I'll go into show envelopes. What have we got here? So we have got the FFT filter. Does it not give an automation for FFT filter? That's a shame, isn't it? That's a real shame. In that case, what we'll do, so we can't automate FFT filter. That's such a shame. Oh, I wish you could. Yeah. In that case, I will move it to voice EQ. Let's see. Can you automate the scientific filter, I wonder? Let's have a look here. No. Gosh, it's very hard to automate EQs that come in the effects menu. There is an overall channel EQ, which I suppose I could use. I'm probably going to be forced into using that. Let me just cross-check on my FFT filter. Everything below, where is that? 225 hertz is knocked off from the bass. And then let's just check again on the treble side. Everything above 4,000 hertz. Okay, cool. So let's see whether we can do some kind of equivalent automation here. High shelf gain. Yeah. Let's see, where are we? Right. So just going to try this and see how it sounds.
Calling.
Of course, yeah, we need to switch on the EQ automation here. Otherwise it won't work. Turn it on by the power button in the mixer in Adobe Audition.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
We could either make it sort of rise up like that.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
So he's kind of almost getting closer in the perception of the listener. But I'm going to just move the cutoff up a bit.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
Just a slight but subtle EQ automation there. So we start off with the urgency.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
And then we're going to go into something really wild and happy, and we're going to progress this along and end it off with a nice bit of reverb and a tail at the end. Let's hop over right now and see what you are saying. Gary Mack saying, hi Mike, on Facebook Live. Love watching the videos, Mike, keep it up, says Karam. We've got Jane saying hello as well. Nice to see you all there on Facebook Live. Always like to shout you out on Facebook Live. It's wonderful to see you there. Who else have we got? Watching on the Music Radio Creative Facebook Live. Edu, I'm a DJ. Can I get a DJ drop? Yes, you can. musicradiocreative.com is the place to go for that. Use the coupon code MRC Live for 10% off your order. Also, Edu's watching from Kenya. That's epic. Absolutely amazing stuff. Richard Dalby, need an update to my radio station loops. We'll be in touch by the end of next month. Well, thank you, Richard, for letting me know in the live Facebook comments there. What have we got going on over on YouTube Live? Obviously, a few new additions to the show. It's lovely to have you watching. Paolo's watching from Brazil. It's good to see you. Scott is unfortunately driving, so not chatting away for the rest of the show, but will be, I guess, listening there with YouTube plugged into something, streaming live, which is awesome. What else have we got? Some reports the video is sticking, but not the audio. How's it looking for you? I am getting some reports my end of a few dropped frames, which is unusual. But yes, let me know. It may well be that it's some kind of a bandwidth problem today or anything. We haven't had any issues so far with our internet connection since the last one. Everything seems to be nicely fixed. But do let me know how it is going with that. Right, what else have we got? We got Tim saying, good to see you. Nice to see you, Tim. Thanks for tuning in. Who else have we got? Joyce and Rum, nice to see you back. Wow, fantastic stuff. Lovely, 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 lovely. Yeah, and Joe Charles as well. Good. I'm glad to hear that the stream is looking a lot better now in terms of quality. David also says, when dragging blue numbers around, hold down Shift to go faster and Control for fine control. That is something I had experienced before, actually. I tried that for myself, but it is a great tip. So say if I'm turning the volume up, hang on, let's zoom in so you can have a proper look. And I'll probably just need to move Adobe Audition over. So see here on the voice EQ channel, if I hold down Control, I get nicely fine graying kind of, it's going up by 0.3 of a dB, but if I hold Shift, this goes up absolutely crazy, like a superhero whoosh. So good tip on holding the controls and the shifts if you just want to get to a number very, very quickly in your audio production. Right, let's get back and hop into the rest of this production. What's the next line?
Realtor Superhero.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to put in now some big echo here, and I suppose I could use the chorus track and just expand it a little bit. So typical chorus here.
In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
I could use that chorus, but I'm thinking a little bit of delay and echo. Maybe analog delay will give me the effect I'm looking for. Let's pull that in a bit.
In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
That's quite nice, although the trash is up too high, and maybe I'll take the feedback down a bit.
In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
Perfect. Okay, that's the kind of effect I'm looking for. Let's turn the wet down just a bit.
In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
So when I turn the wet down on this analog delay, the analog delay is giving it that kind of slappy sound, like where it's kind of echoing just ever so slightly by 171 milliseconds. If I turn that up, it'll echo, well, that's 8 seconds. That's really far in the future. Let's do it by nearly a second.
In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
So you hear that's 902 milliseconds, but then if I bring it in tighter, you get that kind of
Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
That real sort of slappy echo that's great for a kind of superhero style promo.
In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero. In Vancouver, Realtor Superhero.
Now we're going to need more sound design in here, and I got all kinds of stuff. I got swoosh sound effects. This one in particular I wanted to get my hands on is the superhero swooshes. So let's just audition them, see what they sound like. Nice. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like a jet taking off. I might actually just time stretch those a little bit to make them a little smaller. Hello to our viewer on Twitch. It's always nice to have someone tuning in on Twitch. I can see you there. Do feel free to say hello in the comments, by the way, if you're watching on Twitch. Lovely platform from Amazon.
Welcome to Welcome to Captain Vancouver.
Amazing stuff. Easy Media, thank you. I am extremely grateful for the donation to the show. Thank you for that. Just over there you see the donation. Easy Media from New Zealand supporting this live stream. Thank you very much via the YouTube Super Chat.
Welcome to Captain Vancouver.
Maybe we need to do a little bit of EQ on that because I'm not quite happy with the sound. Where are we? Filter and EQ, parametric EQ. Let's solo this. Go to default, and we'll just bring up some audio here. Let's notch around here and find out the frequencies we like. Maybe it needs to be looped. Let's loop it round so we can hear this. And the bass was sounding quite fun too. Give it a little audio smile there, and time stretching this a bit. Yeah, that's better. Obviously, when you do a time stretch in the multi-track of Adobe Audition, they kind of render it really fast using real-time mode. If you go into Properties over here, you can turn it over to rendered high quality, which I like to do. It takes longer, but you just get that better sound. Perfect. Sounding good now. And off solo.
Superhero. Welcome to.
Right, we just need to space that out so the swoosh can be heard. Let's bring that up in volume.
Welcome.
And I'll bring this onto the voice EQ track.
Welcome to. Welcome to.
And you know what? I'm going to go over here and I am going to add a tiny bit of, where is it? On the track effects, analog delay.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com.
And Paul Orr's watching. Paul, thank you so much for the donation. Watching there from Tennessee. Amazing stuff. You guys are so generous. Amazing, 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 amazing. Wow, wow. Super chat from Paul just above, and Easy Media and Scott as well earlier on. Wow, 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 wow. Right, let's take a look at this and have a listen.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor.
Oh, fantastic. Cashback. So I'm going to use that swoosh maybe later on, but seeing as we got the word cashback, I think we need a little cash ka-ching kind of sound. Let's see whether we can find something to put in there, like either a cash register or something, maybe something like this. Let's have a listen. Can we play some of these effects? Cash or cash jar? Ah, that's a cool effect. What else have we got? Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's get that one. Right, I'm going to pop this just in here and stick that down here.
Cashback.com, home of the cashback.
So we're hopping here between normal dry voice and EQ'd voice over here, just to give some variation on this particular suite we're working on now.
Home of the.
Now maybe we can have another whoosh or whack in here. Let's have a look what we've got. Let's go for fight effects. Fast swooshing, fast punches. Maybe something like this. Couple of punches layered on top of each other, like so.
Home of the. Home of.
Just before he says home of the.
Home. Home of the. Home of the cash. The Cashback Realtor. The Cashback Realtor.
That's cool. Okay, that's in. What's this little effect at the end? Let's have a listen. Just a closing kind of sound. Okay, so we are getting there with this audio now.
And the largest real estate network in Vancouver.
Right, I'm feeling, again, a little bit of flanger now at this point.
Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain.
Let's move this to the EQ, and we're going to do a swoosh here.
To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver. In Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver. in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604.
Just want to move this in now so that this bed is going to end naturally at the end of this production.
To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver.
That wasn't too bad for a crossover.
To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver.
There is a key change there, though.
Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain.
Yeah, there's a rather awkward key change there. How are we going to combat that? Let's see if we can do it somewhere else, maybe where that swoosh is.
To buy or sell a home, call Network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home.
That's just a bit too loud in the mix. Move that down.
In Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604. Your key.
And then I'm going to do something here with the audio. I'm going to
Vancouver at 604. Your key.
And turn that up at the end. I'm going to probably double up that track with a number on. Too loud at the end there. Down a bit. And I'm going to take these two and copy them over to the telephone effect.
Over at 604, your key.
Let's take the high shelf off progressively there at the end.
Over at 604, your key. Over at 604, your key.
No, I know where I need to have that. Rather than telephone effect, that should actually be on this one.
At 604, your key.
Is that the right one? Let's have a look. Where are we? Where was the initial echo that we had at the start? That's where it is. Okay, so we're going to move this down to the chorus channel.
In Vancouver at 604, your key.
And I feel like just to end this off now, we need to have some kind of sound effect here at the end. Maybe an explosion. Let's have a look. These are some explosions I've grabbed from our library, but it may well be. Whoa, that's a huge explosion. Let me just cut that a little bit so it's not too intensive. Better. That will do, I think, for the ending. So we've got this from the start. We might just mix this down and have a go at mastering.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Realtor Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604, your key.
Cool. I'm just going to play that one more time and have a listen. There are a few parts where I felt the music was slightly overpowering and the voice was competing for space.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Realtor Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604, your key.
Speech volume leveler is not the one I want. There is an effect. Now I'm trying to remember which one it is. Where are we here? Hard limiter, multi-band compressor, single band, tube modeled compressor. There is a really, really good effect that I've used from time to time to pull out. Otherwise I can do it manually, but I'm trying to remember. Vocal enhancer, that's the one. It's hidden away. Vocal enhancer is, I would say, an underused effect in Adobe Audition, but it's tucked away under the special menu in the effects menu. And if you go for vocal enhancer, there's a music setting here. It's one of the simplest presets you can possibly use. There's not much explanation as to what's going on under the hood here, but if I switch on the music preset here and go on solo here, let's listen to the track. And as I play the track, I'll switch this off so you can hear the difference. And back on. Now, the best way I can describe that is it's pulling out some of the mid-range from the music so that the vocals can sit more comfortably inside the mix. I wonder, actually, I've never looked at this before, but if I bring up frequency analysis, here's our frequency analysis window. Now, I wonder if I start playing this music back and I take a snapshot in frequency analysis with and without music enabled, I wonder whether we'll see a difference. So first of all, we're going to have this effect on. And then I'm going to take another snapshot with it switched off. So yeah, with it, so what it's doing here, crikey, it's hard to see because there we go. So yeah, the yellow one was with it switched off. And as you can see, there are certain frequencies here in the bass that are more present, in the mid-range as well. Few frequencies that it's almost like it's dipping frequencies where it reckons, I guess, vocals need to sit, which is interesting. So I'm going to leave that in because I really, truly believe that will help the vocals. And if I feel like it, what I can also do, and let's try this. First of all, expand that vocal effects bus, stick it on solo. So now I should only hear the voiceover of this track.
Calling Captain Vancouver, Realtors.
Or apart from that one, because I didn't put it through the bus. So let's put that one through the bus too. Voice effects. Any others? I think I've got all of them through the bus now. So that's looking good. Right, let's have a listen to it now.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
And you can see here in real time the analysis of what's going on here with the vocals. Now, if I go ahead and on the voice effects bus as the last thing in the chain, I can put in special, and where are we here? Vocal enhancer, and I'm going to do it from male. There you go, already set.
Calling Captain Vancouver.
And switch it off and play again.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
Just, I think, a subtle improvement, but I think there's no harm to leaving that on the chain and hearing how it sounds now.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Realtor Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604-YOUR-KEY.
Maybe just make the ending of this a little more pronounced. Bring this up in the mix.
Your key.
Maybe a bit too much. We need to really zoom into that track. Now I wonder if the Control and Shift keys work on the... No, they don't work on keyframes. That's a shame, but never mind. Let's just bring this down ever so slightly. Perfect, okay. Probably go a bit higher now with that ending note there. Yeah, that's good. That gives a nice impact. So, saving this, yeah, I want to save all of that stuff and then mix it down. Mix down the entire session. There we go. And we should get a final mixed product of the superhero-style trailer, podcast trailer there that I created. Now, actually, you know, looking at that waveform and the spectral display, it all looks really good already. Nice levels there, so everything's perfect. And, well, that's kind of the idea of the next process in the chain. Let's just mirror down here in the preview. Look at, that's amazing. You shouldn't be fixing things with mastering. You should just be giving an idea of how good your audio can sound after you've produced it amazingly. What I was actually wowing myself by were these little prints here in the spectral frequency display. That is, in fact, the telephone I used. It's kind of almost oscillating between 3 and 2 kilohertz. It looks just... Audio is beautiful, especially when you can visualize it.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver.
All right, let's go in and use the mastering preset here. It's a really simple win in Adobe Audition Effects, special mastering. Like I say, I always go for subtle clarity myself, but, you know, why not try some of the other presets? Like, I mean, Bright Hype's a good one, although it does whack out a little bit around the mid to bass, and it very much increases the treble. Often it's too much for a bit of subtle mastering. That's, I guess, why subtle clarity is named just that, because it is very, very subtle. Over here on the left-hand side, you are doing a very subtle EQ enhancement around 2 kilohertz, usually where vocals sit. You can also add low shelf here, so you can do something with the lows if you want. You can add that very fake audio smile, if you like, like that. That's going to sound awful, though. So I will switch those off and go back to where I was. And then over here, we can have a play with things. So this will add just a subtle amount of reverb on. 20%, you'll hardly notice the difference. Exciter, I've gone through before. It distorts the trebles, really. Can make, if you turn it up enough and you choose your favorite preset, retro, tape, or tube. And you might say, well, what's the difference between retro, tape, or tube? I don't know, the best way to describe it, there are different kinds of exciters or, effects. They're all very subtle in their differences. It's kind of like when you format a hard disk, they say, do you want it to be exFAT, FAT, or APFS for Apple? It's kind of, it all does the same thing, just in a different way. Then widener, that will make your audio more stereo. So if you really were doing something with loads of production going left to right, you might want to consider using that. Loudness maximizer, it's a very hardline compressor, and then output gain can turn things up if you want. Let's have a go and have a listen.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Realtor Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604 your key.
Taking the loudness maximizer down because that's too much, I think. That's too much compression. One thing I did think about, and as you can see when I'm turning that up, you can see the bottom, the preview window is actually getting really nicely compressed. If I put it up to full, it'll turn to a kind of flat line like that. See, that's probably something we don't want to go for, especially if it's something we're creating for a podcast. One other thing I did think about when I was playing that and playing with the stereo widening is we got so many sound effects here, and this is a superhero thing, so the kind of impression of a superhero, flying about doing its thing. Why not to use some panning automations here and maybe make it sound like the superhero is going from left to right? You can easily do that.
Welcome to...
Let's listen to that on solo. So left to right. Hang on, that was a little bit too harsh. Just a very subtle pan there, and that will enhance in stereo widening. Another thing you can do is we can take this swoosh, let's copy it to new in case I completely mess it up, and you can use something like the Doppler shifter inside Special. Now, I've shown you previously how this is really good for creating those kind of fast-forwarded DJ drops, like the best music, but you can use it for what it's actually meant for, which is creating the impression that something is passing you from one side to the other. As you can see here, let's have a quick close-up of this. You get like a 360 kind of compass here, from 0 degrees to 90 degrees, 100 degrees, 270 degrees. So imagine that's a big head, that's your head, and the headphones are on, and you're saying, I want my audio to go from here to here, or I want it to go round and round someone and really make them feel dizzy. You can do all that kind of stuff with the Doppler shifter. That's what it's designed for in Adobe Audition. So let's have a look here. Passing on the left. See, there you go. And you can see the panning is happening here. It's very subtle, but you did hear it properly if you're in headphones. Just over there on the left, it was passing on the left. I wonder if it's got a super fast passing train. Look, see? That's going from the right-hand side over to the left very fast. Yeah, there it is. So you can really morph and manipulate the initial sweep that you had. Merry-go-round, that will make you super dizzy. I'm not going to play that one. Let's see what else we've got. Let's go with the whizzing by left to right. It's kind of cool. I'm just going to drag that in a bit so we get a better effect. Maybe we need to just apply it to the whole thing, and then I think I'm going to need to normalize this a bit so it comes out. And you can really hear that moving from left to right now, so let's try that.
Network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604.
And
over the Cashback Real.
I'm going to do the ka-ching from left to right as well, just because I can, or maybe from right to left, actually. Right to left.
The Cashback Realtor.
Nice, that feels good. And this punch as well, these two punches that I dropped in, I can stereo separate them a little bit. make them pop out of the mix.
Come, home of the
Yeah, you can really feel that now. So now you feel like there's more of a stereo feeling to the whole production there, and it just gives that impression that there is really a superhero, or you could have visualized that in your head as you listen to the whole track going from left to right. Now it'll be more meaningful to go into the special mastering effect and go ahead and take the loudness maximizer up. Let's push the widener up to 100%, apply it, and you'll see the change in the audio, lovely and fat. And let's have a listen.
Calling Captain Vancouver. Calling Captain Vancouver. Realtor Superhero. Welcome to CaptainVancouver.com, home of the Cashback Realtor and the largest real estate network in Vancouver. To buy or sell a home, call Captain Vancouver at 604 your key.
There you go. That is a basic superhero production. I'll do some more in just a moment, but I do realize we're getting on in the show 41 minutes in, and I need to take a look at what you're saying, and also maybe, seeing as it's a Friday and it's getting to the end of the month now, maybe I need to hear from you in the last 18 minutes. There is a phone number you can call us right here at. Call this number now if you want to get on with me.
415-800 1055.
And do remember, it's like a call to the United States, so if you're outside the US, add +1.
MusicRadioCreative.com.
And do remember, please, that it is like calling the United States. So if you're calling from the UK and you're calling from a mobile or a landline, just check how much it's going to cost you before making the call. Or like if you're calling from Australia or Germany or anywhere else in the world, 415-800-1055. Now that number only works to get you through to the live studio when I'm doing the stream and I'm on air like live, like now. So if you're watching and it's flashing live, usually it flashes live up here, you can see a live flashing, then that means you can call the number and it will come straight through to me here in the studio and I can talk to you on air and everyone else can hear you. So I'd love to hear from someone. +1 415-800 1055 is the number to call in. Yeah, I'd be delighted to hear from you because, yeah, it's the last few days of September now and we're getting into October. I think next month we're going to look into some spooky Halloween-style streams. I know we did one earlier in the summertime, which was very successful, actually, very appreciated, where we did all kinds of gory, horrible, Walking Dead-style screams and stuff. You can go back through the archives over at youtube.com/musicradiocreative to find that. But yes, it was definitely a fun session to do. So let's take a look at what you've been saying in the chat, as I always love to mention everything you've been saying.
This is Mike Russell from MusicRadioCreative.com.
So who have we got? Well, we've got Steve Moore. So it's fantastic to see you, Steve Moore. MRC t-shirt arrived. Wow. Oh, hang on. I can hear someone calling in. How do I answer that? Now I'm going to be tested, aren't I? Oh, I didn't get there in time. Apologies. If you just tried to call me on 415-800-1055, then please do so again, and I will make sure that I do answer your call this time. So yeah, Steve is sporting a brand new MRC t-shirt. He's just let me know via Facebook Live, and if you'd like to get one too, mrc.fm/t-shirt. mrc.fm/t-shirt. It's on Amazon.com. That's where it'll take you to. I don't know if they ship internationally, but certainly in the US they do. That's awesome to hear, Steve. Who else have we got? Dan Hatfield is watching. Hiya, Mike. I've been watching most all of your vids. This is the first time being able to be in here live, though, watching from Beaver Falls. Well, Dan, very welcome along. I'm really glad to have you. Thank you for tuning in and saying hello in the Facebook Live chat. That is really, really awesome. What else have we got here? We've got Robert Derman, sounding good. Also someone, I believe, from Russia, typing in on the chat. Sorry, can't read what you're saying, though. You have typed two eye emoticons, though. Maybe that means I'm watching. I'm watching you from Russia. Awesome. Risty says, I'm late again. Hope I didn't miss much. If I did, we'll catch up later, of course. Mega Radio UK, there are two effects that could have the volume turned up. Yes, in my little production earlier on. Oh, the phone is tinkling away. Let's see if I can grab this in time now. Hello, Music Radio Creative. You're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey, who's this? You might want to make sure you turn down your stream because if you don't turn down the stream, it kind of feeds back a little bit. Who is that?
Yeah, I walked out of the room. Joyce and Rummy Marshall.
Ah, Joyce Ian, lovely of you to join me. I have seen you hanging out in the chat from time to time, and it's nice to be speaking to you.
Oh, it's nice to be learning from you. I sure appreciate everything you do, man. The community, good group of people. These tutorials are amazing. I've got several people watching them. We cannot articulate how much we appreciate this.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Joyce Ian. Wow. So what are you up to today? What's going on?
We're finishing up some tracks. We're trying to hook up with the Aphex Twin over in the UK, and
nice.
I'll be emailing you later to talk about that, actually.
Cool.
This rainy day, listening to you. I want to say, hey, you're doing a great job, man. It's really inspirational. Keep it up.
I'm really grateful, Joyce Ian. And can you just run us down, just from an audio geeking point of view, what audio equipment have you got, or are you using, or do you really enjoy using yourself?
Oh, I've got Logic 10, the Adobe Suite. I've got the Akai MPK Professional 5. I got
same as me.
an Audio Technica 8200. I'm sorry?
I was saying the Akai LPK 25. That's the one I've got.
Oh, I've got the LPK 25, but I just got the MPK Professional.
Oh, is that a bigger one?
It's interesting.
Whoa.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Last week I picked up an old school Elisa SA16 drum machine.
Wow.
Had a little fun with that.
You got some really good stuff there, Joyce Ian. Wow.
Well, you know.
You got to.
Oh, not compared to you, sir.
I appreciate you, Joyce
But
Ian.
I'm doing all of it because of your advice and tutorials, so thank you. Keep it up.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
Have a good
You
one.
and Isabel have a great weekend.
See you later. Bye.
Later.
That's Joyce Ian Rum calling in, and just as Joyce Ian was chatting away to me there, I couldn't help but Google the model of Akai that Joyce Ian was talking about. And wow, this does look hot. Look at this. It's got two kind of wobbly knobs there on the left-hand side. It's a keyboard. I think it's exactly the same size as the LPK 25, but you got a ton of MIDI controllers there and pads for your drums and stuff. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm interested. And it's even got an LCD screen as well. I wonder if they're selling that on Amazon. That looks like a hot bit of kit. I love a MIDI keyboard. Absolutely love a MIDI keyboard. Thanks so much for Joyce Ian calling in. Let's just have that number one more time. This jingle especially for David Hunter.
415-800-1055.
It's the number to call if you're watching live right now. And remember, if you're not watching live, you'll just get voicemail, which is fine. You can leave me a message. You just won't get through to the live studio, that's all. Media Blick Film Productions. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you watching in from Holland. Awesome stuff. Sounds good, says David. Nice. We've got Alice Khan as well. Someone, I believe, watching from Japan saying, hey, hey, hey. Sorry, I can't read your name, unfortunately. I'm not good with symbols that aren't the Latin alphabet, unfortunately. Patrick Duff, the world is realtor. Seems to be getting lost. Oh, yes, maybe do something with the audio just to increase it. That's right. I need to be very, very OCD about listening back and running through. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it. Michael J, definitely fun to hear you on the sweepers. You'll always be a radio DJ at heart. Yes, that's right. It's $1.99, Joyce Ian saying. Is that US dollars? MPK 25. Wow. Amazing stuff. Right. What are we going to do?
I am ready to improve my audio skills.
Let's just have one more slight. Yeah, let's do it. Shall we do it? One more short little jingle, especially for the benefit of everyone who enjoys listening to them when they're live.
Audio production and more. This is Mike Russell on musicradiocreative.com.
Just before I get back to it, Risty is asking, did I upload the sound effects I created yesterday? Yeah, yesterday on YouTube, I did a fantastic tutorial that I really enjoyed doing about explosion sound effects, how to create explosions using bass drum kicks and all that kind of stuff. Yes, it is available for you to grab, and you can go over to community.musicradiocreative.com if you want to go in and grab them. You might see it just in the latest posts, but if not, head into the free stuff category where you should see top 3 at the moment, free explosion sound effects plus 2 bonus risers. And over here, you can just download all of them. There are 3 little download clicks there, and you can download them to your hard drive and have a mess about with them. Really hope you enjoy playing with them yourself. And like I say, do post up back into the community anything you create with any of these free effects or audio bits that are available. I always appreciate to hear your projects, and there is a category there, share your projects, where you can easily post stuff. Oh, and by the way, one final thing before I do a little bit more production before the end of the show. It is your final day today to answer the survey at mrc.fm/survey. Hello, Music Radio Creative. You are live. Who's this?
Hi there, Mike. This is Michael Duffy.
Hey, Michael Duffy. I recognize the name. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Wow.
Loving your show every day.
Thank you. And I'm loving the fact that you're calling. That's amazing.
Yeah, in fact, today I was traveling, and I figured out how to play a YouTube video over my Bluetooth, so I was able to listen to the show.
Amazing. So how did you get that figured out?
Quite by accident. I actually was watching your show one day, and I had to get in my car to do something, and all of a sudden it started playing through the Bluetooth, and I said, ooh, this could come in handy someday.
Fantastic. Well, I'm really impressed. So you are currently driving, I guess, streaming via an LTE or a 4G connection?
Oh, are you not hearing me very well?
No, I'm hearing you perfectly. But I'm guessing you're getting the YouTube data via your cell's mobile data connection, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wow, that is super cool. So, Michael, where are you calling in from? Where are you watching from right now, or listening from?
I'm in Warwick, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. I've been through. I'm not sure I've been through Warwick, but I have been through Providence. And up that way. So, yeah, very beautiful part of the world. Is Warwick nice? Would you recommend it on the list of places to visit?
Oh, yeah, it's very, very nice. And this is where the airport is, actually. It's called the Providence Airport, but it's actually in Warwick. So,
wow, very cool.
Yeah.
And Michael, tell me a little bit about your interest in audio and what you do, what your interests are, what kind of kit you got, anything you can share with us that might be interesting.
I'm a DJ. I do a show every Saturday morning, and I use audio to do a lot of fooling around. I like making comedy bits. I take my show deals in the 60s and 70s, so I take a lot of little sound bites from different TV shows and things of that nature and commercials, and mix them all together and have a lot of fun with it, too.
Now, Michael, I'm just connecting the dots here. This is amazing. You say you have a 60s and 70s radio show. Are you by chance Cyber Larson on the community?
Yes, I am.
Let me just have a look, because you posted an awesome photo recently of yourself in the studio. Here we go, under the topic, how about pics of us? That's you, with the ponytail, right?
I am with what?
With a little kind of ponytail tied up. Is that you?
It's not... punky, did you say?
Like a little tiny kind of ponytail tied up.
Oh, yes, that's me. I finally got to ponytail stage. I I retired recently, and I said, "What the heck? I can grow my hair as long as I want now."
I love it. Yeah, I've just got the picture of you like really huge now on the screen for those watching on YouTube or Facebook, anywhere else. You have a really, really cool studio that you work from. Is that your own, or is that a?
Oh no, that's not. That's it's at the University of Rhode Island.
I love it.
Yeah.
It looks so retro. Is that CD or vinyl that you have in the background?
We have CDs and vinyl.
Wow.
We have 2 vinyl tables and 4 CDs and a computer that we can put stuff in. Most of my music's digital, so I bring an external hard drive with me.
Yeah.
And have basically every song that I need, so I can take a lot of requests. I have, 120,000 songs on an external drive, so very few songs I don't have.
That is truly cool, Michael. I really, really like it. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in as well. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And like I said, I'm really enjoying what you're doing. I look forward to it every day.
Wow. That means I definitely got to keep these shows going then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Michael, really appreciate you. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Take care.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. So that's Michael there in Rhode Island in the USA calling in. It's been fantastic actually to get a couple of calls towards the end of the show. Like I say, the phone lines are always open when we're streaming live, but you can always leave a voicemail if you call outside of those hours. +1 415 800 1055 is the number to call. Well, I mean, that pretty much brings us towards the end of the show. I hope you found the phone calls of value. I always like geeking out and finding out. That's Michael, by the way, on the screen. Michael Duffy, who called in. He's active in the community as Cyber Larson. There's Cyber Larson. That's Michael. Actually, there's his bio. You can go ahead and read that if you like. Really cool stuff. Go and join the community at community.musicradiocreative.com.
Monday to Friday live. This is Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com.
And do remember, we are live every single day of the week at you can go to mrc.fm/live if you want to go ahead and subscribe. Final thing I will leave you with today, because it's the last day. I'm closing the survey down just after today ends, so in time for the weekend, so I can analyze all of your feedback and valuable feedback. And by the way, every single survey response that is submitted, I will personally read, make sure to pay attention to. So mrc.fm/survey is the place you need to go to today. If you're listening today on Friday, that's 29th of September. It'll take you to a short one-page survey where you can offer some feedback on how you would like to hear or see the Music Radio Creative live stream improve in the future. Like I say, it'll have a direct impact on the changes I make to the show. So really, really grateful for your feedback there. Over at youtube.com/musicradiocreative, you can hit subscribe and get the shows for next week. Like I say, a bit of everything next week on the show. We're doing mixing and scratching DJ style, branding intros or power intros for radio stations, bit of radio imaging, tutorial on kind of making some really cool sweeps, chipmunking yourself, and sounding like you're coming from somewhere else. That will all be on the live stream next week. If you haven't subscribed, do so. If you know someone who you think would really like this show, go and tell them about it. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch up with you next week.